up in my tracks and go home.
We only need to watch about a half and you can realize this guy's ready to be on the field as he plays all 3 downs. We talk about him in pass protection. We talk about him as a lead blocker on quarterback follow. We talk about his vision as a runner. We show him catching the football a little bit. I'll say there are some drops on tape. However, he appears to me a very natural catcher of the football. He is very effective, and we get into this early in the video, in the screen game. Very deceptive in that regard. I'm sure I pulled 50 plays, that show his vision, show his strength as an outside runner, his patience in the backfield in setting up blocks, in reading second and third level stuff. But hopefully the ones I've pulled will give us a pretty good idea of it. Really like him in the screen game. He's very effective at selling that he's staying in the block here. Watch him square up at the line of scrimmage and then slip out. Just seems that for whatever reason the Ravens have not been able to utilize this screen game since Ray Rice, really to great effect, and he's very easy at it in terms of setting it up and selling it. Again, watch him kind of square up at the line of scrimmage, wait on the rush, and then slip out. Watch how little the offensive line here does to sell pass or pass protection. They really offer very little pretense in that regard. After this fake to JK, watch him just stop in his tracks, and that's enough. Even if this lineman realizes he's been let go and suspects the screen, at this point he's got the running back just standing at a standstill right in front of him. Just really natural in slipping out. Watch that again. And deceptive. A part of his game that I found interesting, but I don't hear many folks talk about, is his abilities as a lead blocker and how he's used in that regard, and of course how that relates to us, the Ravens, how he might be used down at the goal line as a lead blocker. It's basically 10 on 10 down here because of the quarterback follow. The quarterback's got to beat his guy, and there's JK getting into his. Talked about how deceptive he was in the screen game. Watch this counter step, the quarterback follow. He's the lead block for the quarterback, picks up his block. And of course you can't help but wonder about this part of his game, as it relates to Lamar Jackson. Let's talk about him in pass protection. It doesn't take much watching to realize this guy is an every down back. Very attentive here to the blitz pickup. Watch him shuffle, pick up this blitzer visually, stay in this gap, then run outside, drive and pass the quarterback. And he's ready. This guy's ready to get on the field. There's a lot of times where you watch him in pass protection and he is just head on a swivel, really rapid fire, back and forth scanning to see if there's any pressures coming through, any late blitzes. Very attentive to this. See him pick up this corner blitz here and do a nice job in protection. But I like this design here. They pull the center, run counter, and the H-back is going to lead him through. Has ability really, I think, to get skinny. Lowers his shoulder, just gets through a narrow crease. Now, what I really love about this play is watch how athletic he is here. This is a 360 pirouette, very nice. Right there, you see him find this defender coming out of that 360. And look at that head fake. Now this guy does a great job, squares him up and brings him down. So that's a little anticlimactic, I know, but I just cannot believe that move coming through that mess there. Watch this. As soon as he turns around, he's finding that defender. There you go. He's a very patient runner, a very professional runner. I think I mean polished by that. Watch this counter step here in the backfield. Ohio State pulls the guard and tackle. It takes this very deliberate in the backfield here, waiting on these blocks, setting up these second level and reading these second level defenders here. Takes this little drag step right there, setting up the outside linebacker and waiting on this block. Very good at sort of stepping his way through trash here. And he has great vision, I think, in the open field particularly. Watch him set these two up here and split them. And then he finishes this run with great desire. Talked about how deliberate he is, how patient he is, how good he is, I think, at setting up blocks. I think he is especially so on any kind of wide zone, outside zone runs. And I think that's going to be a bigger part. Not that we never ran any kind of wide zone, outside zone stuff, but he's so good at it. Watch him set this block up here. Watch how he's not in a big hurry as he reads the line of scrimmage, looking for holes, reading blocks, reading defenders. Just kind of that hop that he does there, and then the inside plant, waiting on this block here. Plant step outside, gets him outside. He knows he's got that block, cuts it right back in. So good on these outside or stretch type plays. Check out his vision here. He catches this D-end spiking in. You don't even see him turn his head. So he either just catches him out of the corner of his eye, peripherally, or just feels that. Watch this cut to get away from that plant right there, kind of feeling that spiking end, and he runs right up the backside of his guard here. Just keeps driving his legs, steps out of a tackle. Watch the drive right there. Good balance, gets himself up, and picks up a first down. 2nd and 10, they give him the ball here on this midline run. His patience and just his decision making in terms of picking the gap on these outside runs is really impressive. 3rd down and 3, you got to make this count, right? Watch him turn this out laterally, thinking about cutting it outside. Just the right moment he sees that crease, he's going to plant that outside leg, get upfield. Watch this move here. Trying to cut underneath this block. If not for this backside pursuit, he's going to get some more yards out of that. So really nice job here kind of following that block, but more particularly just this patience and this ability to find that crease at just the right time and hit it. Stick your foot in the ground and hit it. Watch him sink, lower his pads, get skinny to get through this hole, break this arm tackle, secure the football. There's plenty of examples of him just continuing to drive his legs through traffic and finishing runs strong, just lowering his shoulder and taking hits and keep going and being able to keep going. It'll be real interesting to see how much of this wide zone, outside zone these sort of runs we put into the game plan this year, because he's so good at it. I think he's special actually at it. He does a great job just following this block, finding this blocker free off combination, and then just following him right through the hole. Nice stiff arm here just to make sure he's clear. Let's watch that from the beginning. Sort of gets run down at the end, but he's got a ton of these long runs off of outside zone or stretch plays. And this is just zone right they're running here, but watch him read the flow of the defense and his blocks and cut this back. You can see they've got all the weight over there. They've got the H-back lined up. Defense has definitely decided this is strength. The other thing I'll mention is when this guy stays square and starts squeezing, if that's Lamar Jackson, either way, this guy's in trouble here. But he gives to JK. JK cuts that back. That read option freezes him just enough, and he's quick getting through that hole. Watch this one step. He's got great, I think, open field vision as well. turns this guy around, and that's all she wrote. Watch him switch the ball right to left here later. Watch it from the beginning.